It's November 16th, 2017. We're currently trading the New York session. We're going to do a quick 5 minute review here. Sometimes they're a little bit longer than 5 minutes. Sometimes they're not 5 minutes. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the euro dollar. We'll start off with the 1 hour time frames. Now, we've got a major US holiday next week, and very often towards the end of the week leading into that major holiday, we see volume levels taper off quite a bit, and then we see this type of price action and this behavior. Pretty much the same thing that we saw last Thanksgiving, which is the holiday that we're going to have. It's next Thursday, actually. So we expect that all next week's going to be pretty slow, and then towards the end of this week, it will slow down quite a bit. One of the primary reasons, if you're not too familiar with the holiday that we have here in the United States for Thanksgiving, the kids are out for approximately a week, and and then Christmas is about 2 weeks in general. Every school is a little bit different, I believe, or some schools are a little bit different, but for the most part, that's what we're looking at. And people will go on holiday and they'll leave Thursday, Friday for sure. So tomorrow we're expecting probably no trades once we get past some economic data in the morning, and then at that point it'll be pretty much done. I'll leave the charts on and be looking for opportunities, but I really doubt I'm going to have any positions. I don't think it's a big concern to worry about if we got stuck in a trade holding through the weekend. I'm not going to. That's not what I do. I would prefer not to hold through the weekend. But I think things are pretty much going to continue sideways right through the holiday. So this is the euro dollar again. We can see the behavior. Really no significant trade setups. We had the opportunity of a possible continuation breakout trade. So the discussion earlier this morning was on this continuation breakout trade that's set up in the evening, New York time. And then really no 3-pip entry until a few hours ago. And then when that occurred, I had mentioned to students that I wasn't going to be executing this short. It didn't look like it was going to go anywhere. And then looking on the 4-hour chart, we'll go ahead and look at the 4-hour chart here. You can see the price action here. And then, of course, in an uptrend. So it's probably just going to trade inside of this range. So taking into consideration why, so first of all, that was a question. Why did I decide to pass on this continuation breakout trade? Because that's something that you probably want to know if you're following along with this strategy. Normally we're going to be looking at the signal candle, making sure that all indicators line up correctly. And in this one, we really didn't get the separation that I was looking for in the Bollinger Bands. There really wasn't a whole lot of divergence, but at the same time, that and then along with the holiday session and how slow it looked like price was going to continue to move, and the fact that it was actually in an uptrend, confirmed that it was probably not going to move very far, at least to the first 55 pip take profit level. In other words, I wasn't expecting that this whole trend was going to shift and come all the way back down here towards this week's lows. Now that could happen later today and tomorrow. I doubt it, but it could happen. But again, going to the 4-hour chart, I'm sorry, I'm still getting over this cold. So going back over here to the 4-hour chart, this is also what led me to believe that the possibility of price just moving sideways with these candles. The way there's a lot of indecision here. It's not really moving anywhere. It's just a pullback at this point. We still need more data to really consider trying to trade this thing a lot lower. There's got to be volume, there's got to be participation behind it, and there just isn't enough of that right now. So again, it was a signal candle, but there just wasn't enough confirmation. And then again, taking into consideration the trading environment with the holiday. Pound dollar continues to be extremely choppy, and I have stayed away from the pound dollar for the most part. I'm not trading it. I'm not trading HL30s in here. You can see this is the 1-hour chart on the pound dollar. I'm going with this high from last week and then the low from the previous week. Again, this is a 1-hour time frame, and this is an overall bigger range of consolidation. Now, this may set in and give me a more solidified range of consolidation where I could box in this consolidation range here. But right now, this is what I'm using for consolidation, that high from last week and the low from the prior week. High there at 1.3228 approximately, and the low down here at 1.3038 approximately. So again, this might change. The continuation breakout trade possibility may develop eventually on this pair. But for right now, we've seen a lot of choppy price action, and I've stayed away from most of it. We're sitting right now at just about the level that it closed from last week. And then I expect, it might test that high. It might pull back down. But I still think that things are probably going to go sideways for the rest of this trading week, and probably not too many trading opportunities on Friday. So here we are looking at the pound yen. Now, the pound yen at one point, it looked like it was breaking out above that retracement, that sharp retracement earlier in the week. This is the one, I'm sorry, this is the dollar yen. I apologize. This is the dollar yen. This is the 1 hour time frame. So it looked like it was breaking out and going to move a little bit higher. But again, this was not a continuation breakout trade, that signal candle that developed yesterday. That it's a breakout, but it's not a continuation breakout trade. We didn't get the divergence here, or the separation, I'm sorry, with the Bollinger Bands. There was no point in following this back up. At the same time, I wasn't really too comfortable selling it because I thought it was going to pull back into one of these Fibonacci levels. Now, very often, and I talk about this in the membership course, one of the modules, where I'm using the Fibonacci tool in the charts and looking at these possible reversals, and then following along with the ABC price swing method. So we've got that new A low, B high, C pullback here at the 618. I'll go ahead and open this up. And it looks like it's going to continue to hold for the rest of this trading session, the New York session. Whether or not it dips back down and comes back down and takes out that low for the week, that's a possibility, but it's probably not going to happen during the New York session. Either way, I'm not trading it any lower right now, and I'm not trading this bounce off of the 618. It looks like right now what it's doing is just pulling back and retesting that 618 level, which is where it bounced from yesterday. But at the same time, I don't think that there's going to be enough participation, enough momentum to trade it all the way back up here and expect price to continue higher. Now, if that happens during the Asian session and we get some signals giving us the opportunity to start trading this higher, or if it takes out this low down here from this week, it might give us another opportunity to trade that. But again, expectations, we've got to have them in line. We have to realize that, again, Friday, volume levels are going to thin out. People leave early to go on vacation, to get out of town. It is one of the biggest holiday seasons, or one of the holidays that there's a lot of travel. There's a lot of airport travel, people traveling on the roads. So people are going to try to get a head start on their trips. So they will leave early. I don't expect that people are going to hang around and wait until the market closes on Friday, 4 o'clock New York time, to sit around and look for an opportunity. It's just not, it's not likely. So again, if nothing significant happens, or we don't really get a setup during the Asian or London session, I'm probably done with this one as well and not looking for any opportunities until Monday. Again, but Monday, it's probably going to be slow. It's probably going to be very few opportunities. Now, if something happens where there's a comment, or something that might trigger a move, because occasionally, every once in a while, during these holidays, looking back at the past few years, we do get opportunities. They don't happen all of the time, but every once in a while, it sort of catches people off guard. They go on vacation, and then all of a sudden there's a huge move because something happened and they missed it. It doesn't mean that that's going to happen every single year, but I will be looking for it. I'm just not too sure it's going to happen this year. Dollar Swiss, again, same thing. Pretty much the same behavior as what we saw in the dollar yen with that breakout above that retracement high. Right now, it just looks like it's running right into this old pocket of resistance right in here. This is, again, the 1 hour time frame on the dollar Swiss. So I think it's just going to hold. You can see just how choppy the price action is. And this is pretty much what I expected as we were going into the holiday. That is, for the most part, it. So I don't really see any significant setups right now. I'm going to take a look at we're also trading gold, so we take a look at gold. Gold's been moving sideways. This is a daily chart. This is the MetaTrader platform. This is a daily chart for gold. This is, I've had this thing set up here for weeks now, and prices just continues to move sideways in here. It's not really giving us any significant movement. It hasn't taken out. We've got a new A high, a B low. If this holds, this thing could turn around and go right back up to maybe the 618 or something like that if it's going to continue and make another move lower. But so far, it hasn't broken this uptrend line. It hasn't taken out that B low. And as far as the retracements after the 50% retracement level up there, that attempt, it really hasn't made any significant attempt to either take out the B low or that 50% retracement level and maybe move a little bit higher. So really nothing here yet. Again, small trading opportunities, but looking for the possibility of trading reversals inside of a tight consolidation range like this, it's pretty risky. So I, for the most part, will stay away from it. Bitcoin, we had a trade earlier this week with this breakout. This is the dollar chart, Bitcoin dollar. I'm sorry, this is the 1 hour time frame. And we picked up approximately 300 points on this move here. And right now I'm done. If we go to the daily time frame, I'm not expecting too much. I don't know if it retraces, how far it's going to retrace, other than maybe some kind of a support level that I can identify, maybe with this old uptrend here. It's pretty steep, so I know that's not going to hold. We've also got that, the overall high up here. I don't know if it's going to take that level out. I mean, it could through the weekend and again, that could happen that occasionally when people are on vacation and they're not thinking anything too significant is going to happen, you get a big move and people are angry because they missed it. So we're back here to the 1 hour time frame. Again, Bitcoin dollar. It could take out that high. We might trade it again. That might be something that I might trade through the weekend and through the holiday if something significant happens here. Would be Bitcoin. Again, I don't expect anything with the gold or most of the currency pairs that we trade. Let me go to the dollar. So now we're looking at the dollar index. This is the 1 hour time frame. Here again, you can see that consolidation range. It's just really, really choppy over the last few hours here. So for the most part, I don't have any open positions right now at this time. I don't anticipate opening any positions through the rest of the day. We'll see what happens during the Asian session, but this is pretty much it. We go over here to the daily chart. Everything remains the same. Daily time frame for the U.S. Dollar index. Everything is still as it was. I mean, it's been like this for quite some time. Way back in the summer and in the spring, we were looking at the extension target down here. That hit a while ago. That was back in late August and September. So again, we weren't looking for any more opportunities, thinking that the dollar was going to make any new or fresh lows until it really starts taking out some of these other retracement levels down here. Other than that, it starts looking like that, a gigantic IMP crown pattern where price could move back up here to the 618. This is a possible target. Again, just because we show it here, I show it here in the charts, I'm not calling and saying that the dollar is going to and it has to go back up here to the 618 retracement level above the 96.70 or 80 area. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that if price gives me signals here on the dollar daily time frame, 4 hour time frame, and 1 hour time frame, if it's giving me signals and everything still confirms with the technical data that I have here and the work that I've done on this chart, then that would be confirmation that I could expect to trade some of the currency pairs in the opposite direction. For example, the euro dollar or the pound dollar or something like that for confirmation. We did get a breakout last week, and the dollar index also gave us that confirmation. But right now, it's just not really doing anything. I mean, it just looks like a pullback right here to an old support level right now, and it's holding. And we're going to need more data before really thinking that price is going to take out here on the dollar index. The overall low here, that was late August. Let me try to get the date there. There we go. So that was August 8th. So it'll be a while. Again, with the holidays, I think it's just going to continue to go sideways. December, we'll probably get some opportunities in there. But again, we've got Christmas and then the New Year's holiday. So things will probably slow down quite a bit once we get closer to December 15th. But I'll do another 5-minute update. Approximately 5-minute update. Some of them, again, are a little bit longer than others. Some of them are shorter. Really depends on what's going on. But this is going to give us a good general idea of what to expect over the next 2 trading sessions as we lead into the close of this week.